Stella Morris, the wife of Julian Assange, went on Piers Morgan's news show, and she was having a discussion with John Bolton, of all people, about what's going on with Assange. And let me tell you, she was able to deliver some hard-hitting truths about what's going on with Assange and how what he's doing is important. So, Turncoat Don put this together.
Well, Julian faces a potential sentence in the United States of 175 years for doing journalistic work, for receiving information from a source and publishing it. And it was in the public interest. It was about US war crimes in Iraq and Afghanistan. And he revealed tens of thousands of civilian deaths that had not been acknowledged before. WikiLeaks did actually redact all of those publications. In fact, it was in cooperation with those newspapers. They told WikiLeaks what had to be redacted, and then WikiLeaks published it redacted. Julian did, in fact, take every precaution to redact any names that could be at risk. Ambassador Bolton is kind of the ideological nemesis of Julian. He has, during his time for the Bush administration and later the Trump administration, sought to undermine the international legal system, ensure that the US is not under the International Criminal Court's jurisdiction. And if it was, Mr. Bolton might, in fact, be prosecuted under the ICC. He was one of the chief cheerleaders of the Iraq War, which Julian then exposed through these leaks. So he has a conflict of interest here. Well, he cannot get a fair trial in America because he is being prosecuted under the Espionage Act. And he cannot bring a public interest defense. He cannot say, I published this information because it was in the public interest, precisely because it is under the Espionage Act. And it is the first time that a publisher has ever been prosecuted under this act. Something that constitutional lawyers in the United States have been warning could happen for the past 50 years. And the New York Times and the Washington Post say this prosecution strikes at the heart of the First Amendment.
Now get back to the stands before I shave off half your mustache and shove it up your left nostril.
Let me tell you, I'd love to see someone beat the shit out of John Bolton. I'm kidding, but in all sincerity, I believe that he is a war criminal and that he should be prosecuted and at The Hague and put in prison. And I think he needs to be confronted for the rest of his life for what he has done. Understand, the only reason Assange has been thrown in jail, a British court has ruled that he's in the process of being extradited to the U.S. But the only reason he's being persecuted like this is because he exposed the truth about what's going on in Iraq and Afghanistan, what the United States has done during the War on Terror. And John Bolton is a warmonger who defends American imperialism no matter what. He wants to overthrow Maduro. He even used, there's a CNN interview where he even said he wants to manifest destiny. He wants the United States to be the dominant power all throughout Latin America. And he even defends the Iraq War to this day. And he was just even writing an article the other day that saying that the United States government should overthrow Putin. That's what the United States government and all these neocons and the Democrats and Republicans in charge, that's what they want in the grand scheme of things. And I think it's good to see someone actually confront him to his face in polite society. Someone actually hold him accountable for his actions that have killed hundreds of thousands of civilians. That the Iraq War killed hundreds of thousands, and he's probably responsible for the death of millions. I'm just happy to see someone actually hold him responsible for his actions for once in his life. One more thing. I just thought I'd bring this up for fun, but on Twitter, John Bolton was writing about how he thinks we should overthrow Putin, and you know how when Obama was running for president, he said that he promised to shut down Guantanamo Bay, but he never did it. Well, Jackson Hinkle tweeted, "If I were president, I'd keep Guantanamo Bay open and put John Bolton in there," and he got ratioed. Anyway, there you have it.